Hello, welcome to Switched On, Paul speaking, and today we're going to have a little revisit to a game that I reviewed on the channel a little while back. I gave it a 6.5. I'll leave a review, link to that review, up in the top corner. But I've been following this game and noticed it has got a few updates, and someone I was speaking to said that it's worth a revisit. So going to have another look in light of all the grid videos that I've done this week. So just really to see how this compares. Just going to go into a race and we'll take a look at that. Now this is a game that I felt at the time wasn't too bad. Obviously that 6.5 isn't a brilliant score, but you know, it's an average score. But I think the price of the game at the time, it was like £35, combined with a really dodgy handling model that was better than the first Gear Club, but still tended to really have like a snappy oversteer. Like it felt okay, and then you'd sort of go into a corner that was sort of tightening up, and then all of a sudden your car would just snap and pull itself into the side of the track, which was really annoying. If you were really careful, you could get around it, but you know, it's not ideal to drive. You know, in grid you're almost driving on your instincts, which is the way it should be. You shouldn't be driving thinking in the back of your mind, oh, this front end's gonna randomly snap out on me and I'm gonna end up in the side of the wall at any time. So just gonna have a little quick comparison really with grid. Straight away I think grid's graphics are far better. The car models in here aren't bad, the lighting's not bad, but it does feel a little bit mobile. The textures on the car are pretty uninspiring, you'd say. You know, there's not a lot of detail going on. So let's just have a little go, see how it feels compared to grid. Again, obviously no analog controls, playing on a Pro Controller. And straight away it just lacks that excitement of grid. You know, the cars kind of pootle away from the line. No sort of smoke or particle effects. The sound isn't great. We have got this music now in the game that you can turn off, so we'll knock that off actually. It's just annoying. Yeah, and the handling, I mean, I would say straight away the handling is much better. It just feels far more responsive. And I think I looked at the patch notes, and one of the things that they highlighted in the patch notes is they've reduced a lot of input lag, which is good, but also kind of annoys me from these developers because they know it's there. You know, and then they're kind of like denying it or trying to make excuses for it, and then, you know, they release a patch saying, oh, we've removed the input lag. It's like, what input lag? You said there wasn't any. So anyway, but it feels much snappier. Like the steering model feels far better already. Really far more responsive, so that's good. But say the engine noise is kind of lacking. But you know, I think it's improved, and I would say that. I mean, from the 6.5, this isn't the first time I've played this, by the way. I've checked it out a couple of times this week, and yeah, it is definitely better. Probably better than the 6.5, especially considering now you could probably pick it up in a sale, especially as it's got a physical version out. So I could see this being a reasonable choice if you're on a bit of a budget or want something different. I'll crack into a water. I mean, there is loads of content in this game. There's so many cars and events to unlock. It's got a really cool feature, like the garage feature is really good. You've got that sort of customization element where you can upgrade your car, and it's got a really nice livery editor as well. A lot of people in the grid content I was making were asking about can you change the livery. So if that's a really big thing to you and you really like customization and designing your own cars, then this game's full of stuff like that. So it may be an alternative to grid. But yeah, I think so far, I mean, I've not had an instance that I've had a bad handling situation where it's pulled me across the track like it used to. So and as I say, the fact that the steering just feels much snappier is good. So have a look at that review that I've done, because it goes into the game in obviously a lot more detail than I'm going into here. I just really want to look at the way the game handles now. And yeah, I'd say that's much improved. So 6.5 in my original review, I'd probably up that at least a point. It's still probably overpriced for what it is. It still feels a little bit mobile. in terms of the textures and sounds and presentation. But, you know, if you can pick it up cheap enough, then from what I've played this week and that little quick go there, I'd say it's, you know, worthy of a purchase if you want a racing game. It has had, since launch as well, that 6.5 score didn't include online multiplayer, which was added later in a patch. So it has got online multiplayer now. It's always had like the club system where you could race weekly events against other people's time, sort of asynchronously. So that's a cool feature that Grid doesn't have. So at the moment, Grid's got no online multiplayer, no sort of online features at all, but they are coming, obviously, for those that keep complaining that the game's never getting any multiplayer. It is getting multiplayer down the line. But Gear Club has that now, although when I did try it in the week, the servers were pretty empty, it must be said. Not much going on now. So maybe we'll have another quick race here. Did I see a puff of smoke there? The frame rate also feels a little bit improved as well. It's a little bit laggy when I first played it, sort of hovering below 30. Well, this is an eliminator event, so the last person gets eliminated after a set amount of time. I think it's 20 seconds or 25 seconds. We've got a handbrake here, so we'll try some drifting in a second. We can find a suitable corner. But yeah, just that the sound of the cars isn't great, is it? Whoa, okay, so there's the handbrake and that snappy handling. So they've put it onto the handbrake of the car. It's probably just my lack of skill, to be honest. There you go, just a tap of the handbrake's enough to drift us around that corner. That was nice. And again, just a little tap on the handbrake just to stick you into a slide. Works really nicely. That's my fault. There's some different camera angles here as well, so let's have a look at the bonnet cam. Feels a bit snappy, feels a bit oversensitive. Closing up here on first place actually. Let's concentrate on what we're doing. So we've got a tight corner here, see if we can drift around the outside. Oh, that was nearly a lovely little move there. It's probably going to cost us. Oh, we're far enough in front actually. The other thing that AI's got going for it, Grid has got going for it is the AI. Oh my goodness, what am I talking about this morning? The AI in Grid is far better than this game. It's, as I said in my review of Grid, it's one of the best AIs that I've played in any racing game. And certainly games like Gear Club here aren't going to hold a candle to it. They're very much sort of following the line. Cars following the line, not really reacting to you. Where in Grid, cars will aggressively defend their line or try and overtake you. Snuck into first place here. But yeah, going back to my original point a few minutes ago, Grid, Gear Club, worthy probably having a look into when it's on sale if you like racing games. Much improved from the original release, which is always good to see, but also a little bit of a shame for you early adopters. So you early adopters, I was an early adopter. I paid my own money for this. But yeah, I would probably say if Grid wasn't around, then this would be the best racing game on the Switch. But unfortunately, that's not saying much due to the competition. So we've just got one more elimination and then we'll be taking first place. So again, that easy AI, no problem at all. So we take first place. There we go. So there's another revisit of Gear Club Unlimited 2 on the Nintendo Switch. As I say, original score, I gave it a 6.5. Had a few problems at the time, no online, really weird handling model, but all of that seems to have been improved. So I would definitely be recommending it now if you can pick it up for a decent price. Very enjoyable in terms of content and what you can do in the game. So there you go. Hopefully that's helped. If you're trying to make a decision between the two games, I would go Grid every time, obviously. But if you want something that's a little bit more less circuit orientated, so if you're not fans of circuit racing, single seaters, touring cars, that kind of thing, and just like your urban races like Need for Speed or these sort of races where you're going point to point, then maybe Gear Club Unlimited 2 will be up your alley. But I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.